Hey guys, welcome back to Large Scale RC Nation. This is Brennan, and today's episode we're going to go over broken leaf springs and how to repair them. Luckily, WPL sends spare leaf springs in the package when you buy the vehicles. I have a few vehicles now, so I got a few of these laying around. It was shipped this way as you saw in the unboxing, and as you can see, this thing is sitting pretty low. We're going to go ahead and do the repair and fix those leaf springs. Let's jump into this install. Okay, our first step is going to be to remove the leaf spring mount, which is this piece right here that's holding the leaf spring. And we're going to remove that one Phillips screw. This is going to be tight, so make sure that you apply pressure on the backside to brace it so you don't break anything. And make sure that you separate your hardware and don't lose it, so put it in a safe place like a little cup or a parts tray. Now we are going to remove the link rod plate with these two Phillips screws right here. And these are going to be tight, so make sure that you apply some pressure. And we will do this for both sides. Place these screws off to the side. Now we will remove these three Phillips screws as we did on the other side. Okay, I've removed the screw on the side along with those two. And we're just going to move this arm back, leave the screws in it, just flap it over. Your dry shaft will already come apart and separate, and this will go ahead and slide right out. Now we're going to remove our leaf spring mounts from our swivel mounts. I'm just going to pull these apart. And since the other side is broken, this will pop right out. And we're just going to remove the leaf springs. And now we're going to take apart the stack. These are going to be extremely tight. I do believe they use a little bit of super glue. I'm not sure exactly what they did, but it seems so because it is very hard to get off. But I went ahead and broke that. All right, now we're going to just remove the broken leaf spring, replace it with a new one. And you will have a small and then a larger plastic leaf spring and then our metal one. Now I'll get them both started and then make sure that everything is aligned. I'm just going to hold that together. I'm just working it back and forth so they go in evenly. And once everything is nice and straight, go ahead and tighten that down. Remember, you're going into plastic, so don't overkill it, but just get it nice and tight. You can use a little bit of super glue. Now we will do the same for this one as well, and I'll show you how tight these are. There we go, got it broken loose. Take off that broken leaf spring, replace it with a new one. Both sides are identical, so it doesn't matter the orientation of the spring. Okay. Both are nice and tight. Now you can see the finished results. Now that we have them installed, now we're going to place it back on the vehicle. You're going to see a protruding side and a side that is flush. The flush side is going to be facing outward, and the protruding side is going to be facing inward. Make sure that you do it in that orientation, just like this. And let's install this. Checking your orientation, make sure you have it in the correct way. As I said, you're going to slide this in underneath. And once you have it in there, we're going to pop it on as so, and do the same to the other side. Check your orientation. Okay, we have it in there. I'm gonna place it onto the swivel mount. Fish our leaf springs on both sides. Okay, it is now on there. So if you would like it to be a little easier, you can also remove the front one, but I'm trying to make it as easy as possible and less work as possible and less possible things to break. Now, putting this back together, you're also going to want to make sure that you have your correct orientation on your axle, because it will determine the way that your tire spins. This way would be the other direction. The other way to tell is if your axle is closer to the driver's side, it's going to be opposite onto the passenger side, or take a picture for reference. So now we're going to slide our axles back together. Once we slid our axle back together, you're going to see the location where your axle will sit in these little grooves. So just make sure that those are lined up properly and that it sits in there. All right, now it's back in. We're gonna flop over our links, and now we're gonna tighten down our screws. Make sure before you cinch them down all the way that you get both of them down so they're both even and flush and they're not installed crooked and you don't ruin the plastic or the threads. Once they're both down, then go ahead and tighten it down all the way. Remember, you're going into plastic, so you don't want to strip it and overkill it. Okay, it's installed. Now, if you did the orientation correctly, you'll see that the leaf spring mount is butted up against the swivel mount. We're going to take our screw. Now this is working suspension, so you don't want to over tighten this. Make sure that it does swivel, that it's working properly. All right, for our last screw, just make sure that you have it going in properly. You're not cross-threading it, ruining the plastic. And brace it with your finger. That way you're not putting strain on the plastic parts. Now both screws are installed. You just want to make sure that they move freely. Move it with your fingers. If it feels tight, then go ahead and back off the screw just a little bit. If it's good, then you're good to go. All right, guys, now that your truck and my truck are both fixed, it's working good now. No more saggy booty. Not too bad of an install, just 4 screws on the top, 2 screws on the side, and we're back in business. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial on replacing your broken leaf springs. There will be a link in the description below for the website of WPL so you can order any of your replacement parts. If it helped you out, please give me a thumbs up, or if you liked the video. If you enjoy all my content, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see when there's new videos posted. I'm also going to have more videos on the Losi 5T and 5B, so look forward to that content. And also a lot more of these WPL trucks. Really scale, looks amazing. Suspension's back in order. Now we're ready to hit the trails. There is a super thanks if you want to support this channel. Go ahead and contribute. Any of those donations will go towards the videos and parts. Thank you guys for all your support, and we'll see you in the next video.